Exercise 5-2 is metric. So the way I'm going to do this one is I'm going to click on New, double click metric, and then as soon as the file opens up I'm going to go ahead and go to Save, and we'll save this as Exercise 5-2. Now I can come down here, change my exercise number at the bottom of the screen to 5-2, change my date, and I'm just double clicking on it to get it to change. If you're having a little bit of difficulty double clicking on it, you can also just type in ED enter and then click on the annotation that you want to modify, and it'll give you the ability to change anything about the text that you want to change at that point. Exercise 5-2 is a slightly more complicated block, but again I'm just going to start with the front view. This is going to come down 40. It's going to go over 40, comes up 15, and once you do the math you see that it comes in 15. Then it goes up another 15, back in 15, basically up 10 and over 10. And that's what's going to give you the front view of the object. And now I'm going to draw my rectangle to establish my view spacing, which is going to be 25, 25. Now I can begin to draw the rest of my views. Now, much like exercise 5-1, I can get away with not doing any type of miter line because everything in here is pretty much constant. So we'll put in the 40 by 40, the first 40 being the depth, the second 40 being the height, and now I'll actually take this one a step further and just come up here and do my -40, 40 for my other view. Now I'm going to take and project my lines across. To get all of the lines into each view that I need to have into each view. I'm going to go ahead and take and draw my diagonal line now, since the views are complete. Get these two diagonal lines in to center my objects. Go to Move, select everything in here. I want to go midpoint to midpoint. Just click on these two lines, verify. Those are good. While I'm at it, I'll go ahead and click this square and go ahead and change the layer to the magenta layer. I know it's the check layer on the Imperial, it's the magenta layer on the metric files. Now I'm ready to begin dimensioning this object. So I'll just go to my dimension commands after I switch over to my dimension layer. We'll dimension this at 40, dimension this piece right here at 40. This time we'll dimension the depth on the top view at 40. Now I need to put in my dimension here of 10. My dimension here is 15. Dimension here is 15. Dimension here is 30. So I can now see that I have all the dimensions necessary for the actual part. I can go ahead and turn off my check layer. Actually, I put this stuff on the magenta layer. This should be on, oh, instead of changing the color, let me go ahead and change the layer to check. Okay, so they gave me that warning because that layer is turned off, but if I turn back on the check layer, you can see that they're still there. So earlier I just accidentally changed the color as opposed to changing the layer. So here we can see that exercise 5-2 is complete. Developed the front view, drew the rectangle or the square for the view spacing, drew my other two views, my diagonal lines for centering, and then placed all the dimensions necessary for the object.